Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Wednesday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock. Yeah, indeed. We are living large and loving life. Drew. Woo!
Elmo.
You watching Elmo in there?
Move it.
Move It. You are watching Move It, aren't you?
Mommy's phone.
You can watch Move It on Mommy's phone after your nap. All right, y'all. How about it? Well, do it big isn't the or do it bigger isn't the slogan anymore. But who cares? Let's go. LFG. Let's do it. PELS, they land the number one pick. Zion is coming to NOLA. Woo! You know what's crazy? I actually had one dopey friend of mine. Hey, Drew! I had one dopey friend of mine who comes on my radio show on Wednesdays during football season. He who kicks tires and lights fires. Russ Mitchell texted me last night, and if you don't know, Russ lives in Arizona. And so he's all boo-hooing about the Suns and whatever. Not really boo-hooing, I don't know if he cares tremendously. But he's sitting there trying to tell me that it's rigged because the teams with the lesser percent chance of winning the draft lottery ended up 1 through 4, or 1, 2, 3. And I'm like, yeah, because that's what the NBA needs. The first transcendent star it's had in the draft since Anthony Davis, ending up in the second to worst NBA market in the entire league. Anyone who is saying the draft lottery is rigged now, when the New York Knickerbockers and the Los Angeles Lakers did not land the top pick, and instead it was the New Orleans Pelicans, followed by the Memphis Grizzlies, bruh. That should tell you everything you need to know. Anyway, Cheryl, good morning. Matthew Rogelio, good morning. The shirt is a nice touch. I had to, man. Had to today. Oh, you better believe what I'm doing on AFR today. Where do you see that? Brady Smith, good morning. Randy Quinn, good morning. Sam Dixon, anything going on in sports this morning? I'm just glad we can focus more on the PELS getting Zion and less about a midweek game. How about that? Y'all please hit the share. That's a tremendous help. Shout out to Brock. They're tagged in this post. If you could like them, that's a great, great help. James Tyrone, good morning. Jason Truax. Robbie, good morning, dude. Matt Lustoke, holy Zion, go Pels. William Doty, good morning. Ronnie Duga, Dale Crochet. Hey, Trista, good morning. Dawn, good morning. Cullen Whitaker, what's up? Casey Landrum, better than 50-50 Davis stays. Asking. Casey, I don't think so. I'd put it at 50-50. So when y'all were asking me before about AD, I would have put it at around like 20-30% that maybe David Griffin could convince him to stay. But man, now a couple of things, and this is maybe what's most encouraging. David Griffin, even though there was a report from The Athletic last night that even after the pick, AD said it hadn't changed his mind. Fine. And who knows what his expectation or his ambition is. There's no questioning that this changes the dynamic of that decision. I'm not saying it's going to change Anthony Davis's decision, but it changes the dynamic of the decision. So whereas he was already 1 foot out the door, maybe now he'll at least take the meeting and hear what you have to say. That's not necessarily meaning that you're going to be able to convince him to keep him in New Orleans. But if you're AD, it's sort of negligent not to consider staying, because the Pels are the only team that can sign you to the Supermax, and you're going to be paired with Zion. AD, Zion, Drew. That's a pretty good threesome to start. A big three to start. Woo! What you want? Clap hands? Clap hands, clap hands for Mimi's house. Me. The itsy spitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And it's Miss Spider, everyone is about to get. All right. Drew, I have a question for you. Are you pumped up? Can you say Zion? Hey, no, listen, look at me. Say Zion. You do it. Zion. You do it. Okay, don't do it. That's cool. We're good. We're good.
Measure.
You love measure? You want measure? You want measure? Okay. Daddy will show you measure. Thank you for asking, Drew. That is so good. That's an episode of Sesame Street where the word of the day is measure. Good job, Drew. Thank you. Thank you for asking so nicely, Drew, and being patient. Very proud of you. It's a Christmas miracle. We got Zion. Drew's being patient. Let's see. This is Elmozilla, right, Drew? Here comes measure. Boom. Where's measure? There it is, measure. By the way, on the episode of Sesame Street where the word of the day is measure, Drew Brees is the one saying the word of the day. Indeed. He's wearing a wicked Sesame Street football jersey. Maybe we'll see him. All right, Blaine Allen, good morning. Cheryl, exciting for the PELS. Maybe I'll watch some NBA. There you go. It's when you get a player that is transcendent, that's what happens. You get someone that is going to be a unifier, that's going to bring a lot of marginal fans to the game, which is awesome to see. What?
Measure fast.
Measure fast. Thank you for asking so nicely, Drew. I am very proud of you. Measure fast. My kid watches shows on fast forward. That's okay. Let's see. Hey, Cheryl Michelet, good morning. David Freeman, what's up? Buddy Chasson. Steve Menard, holy crap, they did it again. Let's do better with the pieces around Zion than we did with AD. The other thing about David Griffin, too, that is important to note, specifically with Anthony Davis, AD could still ask for a trade. But remember, the PELS are not obligated to trade him. In no way are they, like, they have his rights for 2 more seasons, for another season. So they could wait until the trade deadline in February and trade. So they could start the season, have AD and Zion and Drew and see how that goes. Maybe it's one of those situations where you're like Toronto is with Kawhi, where Toronto essentially traded for Kawhi. With San Antonio, traded for Kawhi Leonard, and realizing that he wasn't on a long-term contract, and so they were taking some risks because you're trading assets for a guy that may not sign long-term with you. But they did, and it's going very well. There's a really good chance they're going to play in the NBA Finals, and let me not say that because they're probably not beating Milwaukee. But they're in the conference finals right now. He's really enjoyed being in Toronto by all accounts, and now they got a pretty good chance of signing him, a better chance than they had originally. Maybe if you're David Griffin, you tell AD, sit tight. Like, you're gonna sit this out. We're not trading you. Now, you lose a lot of your leverage, right, if you wait until February. If you trade AD in this offseason, you can get the best package possible as opposed to waiting until February when you lose some leverage. So we'll see how they do it, man. But I'd love to see that hatchet buried. AD stick around, sign a Supermax, stay in New Orleans, pair with Zion and Drew. You got a new VP of basketball ops right now who's built a championship roster, albeit with LeBron, but he did it in Cleveland where he had LeBron and Kyrie and Kevin Love, and he, orchestrated all those deals to put that roster together. And sometimes you get lucky and you strike in the draft and you're able to get that player, and it'd be awesome, man. It'd be awesome. I think they got a shot. I mean, if nothing else, they got a shot to keep AD. And even if you don't keep AD, now you still have your transcendent star, and whatever package you deal AD for, you're going to get more assets to build around Zion. Maybe it takes a little longer than if AD stays, because that package is very likely going to include future, like the first rounder this year, future draft picks. Like you could trade to the Knicks for the third pick and potentially get R.J. Barrett or John Morant and pair them with Zion next year. And so now you got two young rookies to build together. So I mean, you got some possibilities there. But man, it's in fuego today, man. In fuego. Y'all hit the share button if you would. Appreciate it as always. Please like the Brock page. They're tagged in this post. All right, let's get to y'all. Matt Lusto. Musso better have his finger on the ping pong ball sounder all day. I can't believe nobody yet has mentioned Father Alello. Bom, bom, bom. A bom, bom, bom. Okay. I can't believe nobody's mentioned Father Alello yet. Blake Canfield, good morning. Kerry Tomplay. Darren James, what's up, DJ? Ben Clark, the land of Zion. I like it. Keith Bauer, today is National Peace Officers Memorial Day. Remember the fallen. Great note, Keith. Keith, thank you, man. I appreciate you for sharing that. Brandon Rishu, good morning. Nicholas Locasio. Roger Goodell put in a call to the NBA. I don't think that happened at all. There you go. Leroy said divine intervention. Craig Schilling, what's up, Craig? Christopher Kraft, good morning. Dad, good morning. Thanks, Tristan. It's very, very sweet. He walked in the other room, but I'll tell him when he comes back. Hey, Drew. Goodbye, Daddy. Daddy's not going anywhere. What you talking about? Hey, is Daddy taking you to Abilities today? Huh? Cool jammies, bro. Hey, Drew. Drew? Is Daddy taking you to Abilities? Okay. You got squeakers? Squeakers. Shoes on. What? What?
Abby.
Abby. Okay. All right, bud. Well, cool. Anyway, so yesterday, it's a good radio lesson too. You know, sometimes you just take chances on things, and if it works, great. If it doesn't, okay, it happens. I mean, when you do 15 hours a week, you know, most of the realistically, when you do 15 hours a week, most of what you do, people are going to forget. Most of it is forgettable. It's very hard to do something that's sticky, that people are going to remember like for a long time, forever and ever. So sometimes you take chances on things, segments and bits, and you try to be creative. Not that everything's got to be like morning zoo type stuff, but champion. But so yesterday was draft lottery, and I mean, of course, you want champion? Okay, well, let's find champion. Thank you. Let's find champion. Thank you. Thank you for asking, Drew. Here we go. All right, champion. Champion. All right, champion. There you go, champion. Anyway, so yesterday everybody was talking about draft lottery and all that stuff, and so you can go over the odds and mock drafts and potential trades or anything like that. How might it play out past it? But like everybody was doing that in some form. So I was like, all right, what can we do that's different? I was like, let's get a priest on the show and have him say a prayer for like divine intervention for the Pelicans or something. And so I called Michael Alello, who's the pastor at St. Thomas More, and I've known Alello forever. We call him Hooch. He's actually, his Twitter is @PadreHooch. And so I had him come on, and I had him do a prayer. He didn't know anything about basketball, so I explained to him Zion and Zion's shoe and the Anthony Davis stuff and David Griffin and all. Anyway, I was like, cobble together a good prayer. You want coach?
I am coach.
Coach, okay. Oh, you want coach? Which one is coach? Coach is hot. Coach is. Oh, calm down and think. Okay. All right, let's do coach. Hey, but you got to make up your mind which one you want here, bud, because you just said champion. I gave you champion. Now you want coach. All right, there's coach. Now. So anyway, so Alello came on, and his prayer was more like, Lord, your will be done, sort of thing, instead of, please give us Zion. So I jabbed him on air, and we all crushed him. It was like, your prayer stinks. And lo and behold, of course, they hit. And so my Twitter just blows up now with all these shouts out to Father Alelo. And so he's going to come back on today. You better believe it's going to be fun today. Mark says, does Zion want to come to NOLA? Who cares what Zion wants? He's 18 years old, and like most 18-year-olds don't know what they want for dinner. I don't care where he wants to go. He's getting drafted by the Pelicans. He's going to come in here. He's going to love it. And the city's going to embrace him, and he better win. Paul Hollowell, good morning. Let's see. Mark Lacey. I think you owe Father Michael an apology. He definitely got it right. See, there you go, man. Trivia, what's up, man? Trivia asked if you think swing one more year with Davis. Remember, man, Coach. Remember, they don't have to trade AD. Coach Mommy's phone after your nap. Well, AD's a free agent after the year, so my guess is they either convince Anthony Davis to sign a long-term contract. Well, their options are they either convince him to sign a long-term deal, they hold him and then till the trade deadline and trade him, or they trade him this offseason. Your most leverage will be trading him this offseason. But I'd be pumped. I mean, some people like, forget him, who needs him, get the guys who want to be here. Bro, ain't no time for foolish pride. Anthony Davis is a transcendent generational type player who is in his physical prime. If you compare him with Zion, I mean, this isn't a great side-by-side comparison, but you got the potential of like the David Robinson, Tim Duncan thing there. I mean, AD is a better player than David Robinson, and Zion isn't exactly Tim Duncan. I mean, there are different types of players, obviously, but where you had an existing star and you were able to pair him with a new star when you got lucky and won the lottery, and they won titles. I think there's at least the hope that could be. Hey, sunny days. What do you? Wait, use your words. Tell me what you want, bud. You want fast? You want to calm down and think fast? Very good. Very good, Drew. That is calm down and think. You want fast? Elmo. Okay. Well, what do you want? That is calm down and think, bud. There's Elmo. Calm down and think. You want fast? Wait, you have to use your words. You can't just fuss, baby. I don't understand that.
Coach.
You want Coach? Well, we just showed you Coach. Okay, I feel like you're kind of making this up as you go now. All right, this is the last time I'm changing it. This is Coach, okay? Whoops. Nope, that's Champion, sorry. All right, here's Coach. Here's Coach. All right, let's see. Irfan, good morning. Blaine Smith. What was that? AD needs to be traded. Don't want AD and Zion's ear complaining about them. Blaine, foolish pride, bro. I completely disagree with you. You have a top 5 player in the NBA. I don't like the whole don't want him in his ear. It's like AD was a great player, a great citizen, wanted to make it work in New Orleans his whole time. I hated how the trade request went down. I think he got bad advice, but that's one of those things where, hey, you come see. Drew, come see, baby. Hey, can you please use your words and tell me what you want? Use your words. Hey, listen, you gotta use your words, baby, and tell me what you want, okay? You have to tell that. You can't just yell. I thought you wanted Coach. Alan Carey, have you heard news related to PELS season ticket sales? I have not, but you know what? I will check with their media relations people today, and I'll see if I can get that answer before 3 o'clock. And my guess is that is going to pop. I mean, of course, the video last night of the PELS ticket office going nuts was awesome. Jerry Johnson, good morning. Hey, Melanie Wascom, good morning. Sam Dixon. Well, let's see. Wonderful news for the PELS in the state. The kid is already first name famous. Would be great to see him mention the same conversation as guys like Shaq and LeBron. It's a great point, man. Of course, the difference is both Shaq and LeBron left the teams that drafted them and won their first titles. So let's hope that doesn't happen. But point taken. Brian Ashcraft, Blake Day Rees, Bubba Abear, Nick Torino, what's up? Jamie Levine, good morning, Matt. Power with the ping pong balls cannot be questioned. Ping pong balls and the prayer. Mike Sylvester, what's up? Jared Walker, Bubba Abear. Griffin has all the cards. Let's see how he plays it out. True. This is likely his biggest legacy maker of his entire career. Father Lello prayer was good. I agree with you on that with Griffin. I mean, you would rather be in the situation where you have this decision to make than not, where you'd rather have this asset than not, no doubt. I mean, we were talking about yesterday, if the Knicks got the number 1 pick, they were prepared to package number 1 and future assets for AD. That was going to be their focus. Well, now, PELS have the biggest bargaining chip in the whole discussion. They have it now. So, I mean, it's incredible. Craig Jackson, keep AD, go all in for Klay Thompson. I'd love to see it. If you had a shooter like Klay packaged with AD, Drew at the point, and Zion, I mean, now you're talking about a team that can compete with and potentially beat the Warriors, especially if you take Klay off the Warriors and if KD goes to New York. I'd be all in for that, man. Hal Jubin, good morning. Let's see. Cheryl, prayer works, as you and Erica well know. Very true, Cheryl. Thank you. Alan Dominguez, good morning. Shelly Melanson, what's up, Shelly? Irfan, I've heard Zion had a very negative reaction to the lottery. Have you seen it? What are your thoughts? I read some of the stuff last night that he was hoping to go to New York, but I also saw an interview with him it was with Maria Taylor on ESPN, and he said he's never been to New Orleans and doesn't know how it's going to play out, and was super upbeat and happy. But guys about to be the number 1 pick in the draft, man. He'll be okay. There have been a lot of guys throughout history that were not pumped about the team that got the number 1 pick. And then it becomes, hey, man, it's on that market and that franchise to build a winner around him and make him fall in love with the place. And that can happen too. Hey, Drew. James Tyrone, good morning. Cameron Gober, good morning. Troy Shatner, good morning. Everett emailed Dawn, can Zion refuse to come to New Orleans? No. PELS have his draft rights. So, provided they pick him, which they will. But, if he refused to come play, they would retain his draft rights. So, he could go play overseas, and if he ever wanted to come back to the NBA, the PELS would have his draft rights, unless if they traded him. But why would you? Let's see. Brian Ashcraft, Dell Dems would have traded Zion for Carmelo Anthony. Stop, bro. Oh, man. Sean Anthony Berthelot, good morning. Jake Moses, what's up, Jake? Hey, listen. Hey, listen. This high-pitched squeal thing, that's no bueno for anybody, buddy. Come see Daddy. Hey, listen, can I ask you a question? Hey, listen, I'm going to tell you something in a little while. In a little while, after Dad's show, we are going to get dressed, and then Daddy is going to take you to Abilities, and you will see Aubrey and BB and Miss Sarah and Catherine, and then Miss Margaret and Mimi then is going to come see you at Abilities, and after that, Mimi is going to take you to Mimi's house, and you can go see the puppy dogs, and you can play by your orange fence, and you can have lots of fun at Mimi's house. And then you'll take a nap, and when you wake up, Mommy will be there. you can watch videos on Mommy's phone. And Elmo. And then when you come home, Daddy will be here. And Daddy will take you for a ride in Mommy's car. We go anywhere you want tonight, okay? 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 Is that show? Alexander's. We will do that. We'll go to Alexander's in Mommy's car. Or we can go to Fue Marquet if that's where you want to go. Clap hands, clap.
Elmo.
For Elmo comes home. Elmo plays clap hands for Julia. Low. Kelly, I'm gonna give you a hug. I'm gonna give you a big old hug. I love you. I love you. Love you. Love you. Love you. Big old hugs. All right, now go watch your show. All right, we'll see you later. Let's see. Jamie Levine. Can a team win the championship with a great front court? We still have a glaring weakness on the perimeter compared to elite teams. If AD wants to leave to find some shooters. I agree with that. I completely agree with that. I love Drew at the point. Voted most underrated player in the NBA by NBA players. I completely agree with you about shooters. You got to find them. They've tried. Kind of like that Mirotic back now. But I get it. I get why they traded him, and good luck to him. But man, now with Zion and whatever assets, and either AD or whatever assets you get for AD, you become a much more attractive destination for free agents. Let's not forget, y'all. Nobody ever wanted to go to San Antonio, so they started winning. Nobody ever wanted to go to Golden State. And then they start winning championships because they drafted well, and then they're able to. I thought we'd just calm down. Excuse me. You're not going to hit. Listen. You knocked out Daddy's AirPod. Hey, listen. We're going to calm down when we do Dad's show, okay? Thank you. Okay. Hey, listen. Excuse me. Listen to me. We're not gonna fuss. We're not gonna be fussy face, okay? We're gonna do Dad's show. Listen. We're gonna do Dad's show, and then we're gonna get dressed, and then we're gonna go to abilities, okay? After Dad's show. So let's take a few more questions about Dad's show. Let's see. Brad Jean, I'm proud you've introduced young Drew to Coach Hayden Fox. Not yet, but not a bad idea. Let's see. The overall feeling of administrators for sports teams South Louisiana feels so different with Woodward, Griffin, Mrs. Gale, truly best in the PELS. True. Up. Clap hands for up comes home. Up plays clap hands for up low. Hey, did you know this is Morning Scone presented by Brock? It is. Well, okay. Hey, listen to me. Listen, we're not going to do screamy fussy face, okay? We're going to be happy. You are going to go in the other room if you do that. Hey, listen. I need you to use your words, okay? I need you to use your words. Okay, I need you to use your words. That's not a word. Okay. Again, thanks to Brock. They're tagged in this post. If you would like him, that'd be a huge help. Sorry about the fussing. All right, let's see if we can get through a few more here. Do about 10 more minutes. Tom Brouillard, any chance we can move to baseball? Devin Fontenot, good, not great last night. The 2-run homer stunk. Daniel Cabrera, total beast. Effortless swing, opposite field homer. They used Fontenot, Beck, and Hess all last night for more than 30 pitches each. I'm concerned about tomorrow night. Each of those guys could pitch, but at what level of effectiveness after throwing as much as they did last night, I don't know. Also, Paul Maneri after the game said he will have a change to his rotation. I'm curious what that means. My guess is is he's going to put Todd Peterson back in rotation. That's my guess. Don't know that. That's my guess. That's my guess. That he moves up Walker, Marceau, and has Peterson go on Game 3 Saturday. That's my guess. Guess. Could be wrong. Probably wrong. I just don't know what other option he has at this point. But that's my guess. And maybe, by the way, that's a whole staff. It's like start Peterson, let him get 2 innings, whole staff. Which I hate, but that's my guess. Mitzi and Tony Bonadonna, good morning. Hunter Picard, Zion in the Big Easy. Matt Lusto, most quotable words ever by Halvin Gentry. F yeah. The ticket office reaction was awesome. Let's see. Chris Savoy watched LHSA baseball championships yesterday. Decent high school pitching till the Barb Sam Houston game. That was next level talent on the hill for both squads, pumping high 80s, low 90s. How about that? That's where Nolan was. Nolan Kane was not at the LSU UNO game last night because he was in Sulphur for the state championships. Josh Long, does this do anything for Terrier's crush on Gail Benson? I think it certainly amplifies it, magnifies it. Anthony, what's up, dude? Joel Causey, good morning. Craig Savoy, it couldn't have worked better for Miss Gail. She's such a class act. The only thing that could have gone better for Gail Benson so far since she's taken over ownership of the franchises would have been if they called pass interference in the NFC Championship game and the Saints went to the Super Bowl. But they did get a rule changed. AJ Holland, what's up, Mike? I say keep Davis at least till the trade deadline to mentor, and maybe AD decides to stay. If not, another team in the hunt may give more than what's being asked now. But realistically, if a team's in the hunt and they trade for AD, they're probably not going to have assets on the floor they're willing to part with. So it'd be like future assets, like picks. And if they're in the hunt, do you really want somebody's unprotected draft pick if it's a second half of round 1 pick? And the answer is no. So that's tough. Like, you'd probably end up trading him to a team that was not in contention, that would trade a young star and picks for AD, kind of like you would have been in the same situation where like the Lakers were this past year. Tom Brouillard, we are flying in tomorrow, and I'm taking my 6-year-old to Friday and Saturday games. If we get there early, is there a chance to interact with players during BP or anything? Would love to get him a ball signed, a cool moment for him to remember. Tom, absolutely. Players are super accessible. I would absolutely recommend going, if you go early, especially like if you go down the right field line where the players warm up early, down around the bullpen. You could absolutely do that. A lot of guys, kids will go around the fence like that and get pictures and autographs before the game. So, and if not before, after too. Adam Penny, good morning. Bubba Abear, who stars Tuesday in Hoover? Do we see Fontenot again due to the quick turnaround? Really depends on how this weekend goes. Let me see how that goes. And it may be Cole Henry. Like, maybe you wait longer to see but maybe you start Henry and let him get you an inning or two, and then if you play into the weekend, he could pitch for you on the weekend too. Let's see, trivia. Let's play the what if PELS. Say PELS make it to conference championship, losing Game 7. Does AD stay? I don't think they go past the trade deadline next year without a long-term deal with AD. I think you're more likely to trade him at the trade deadline. Unless if you're rolling, unless if February comes along and you're steamrolling people, you're the 1 or 2 seed, and then you make your run and then see if you can convince them to stay. Sure, I think the odds go up. Brady Beacom, Tanner Bork. It's impossible to say definitively because you just don't know what AD's priorities are. If his priority is just to be in LA, that's all he wants is to be in LA. Well. Brandon DeVille, PELS sold over 2,000 season tickets last night. I believe it. Cookie Elephant. Matthew Rogelio, Craig Savoy. Ticket site crashed last night. Mimi's house. Craig Dugas, can I book the priest to bless me? I plan on retiring before 40. We have, I had so many people say, hey, can we get him on like every week during football season now? The Boston Tigers in the States. I'm like, he's already actively lobbying for that, by the way. Stephen Walzak, Matt, do you think David Griffin's history dealing with Rich Paul helped him get hired so the conversation today is a different outcome than with Dempster Ferry? I don't think it's why he got fired. I think it helps. Or why he got hired, excuse me. I think it helps, certainly. Open that door of communication. But if ultimately AD's already made up his mind, I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. But I think you at least have a more compelling argument now. Ben Giat, good morning. Christian Huffman, how long before Rich Paul demands Bronny trades to the Pels? Now that would be funny. If LeBron came to New Orleans with Zion and AD, that would be awesome. Let's see. Did T-Bob have a schoolgirl crush meltdown this morning? I don't know, but I'm guessing probably. Parker Ewing. What's up, Parker? Good morning, man. Alfred Jackson. Matt, do you think this might make it a little easier to talk AD into staying? We've talked about that a good bit, but I'm not sure I'd say easier, but like I said before the draft lottery, there was maybe a 20, when they got David Griffin, then maybe there was a 20% chance that AD stays. I think now it's a coin flip. I think you have a 50% chance that you can convince him to stay with Zion. Now that also means you got a 50% chance that he's gone. Maybe 51. Mary Bullock, good morning. Mary Louise Bullock, good morning. Michael Alello, good morning. Father Hooch, the man responsible for Zion ending up in New Orleans. Actually, all glory to God, Father Hooch. Let's not forget that. Craig, some humility, remember. Craig Savoy, the interaction between you both makes my entire day. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Talking about Drew, thank you. Jamie Leday, good morning. Edward Cooper, good morning. Big win for the Pels last night. CU80. Don't say that, man. Like, if you're those ones still trying to kick AD in the butt on the way out the door, like, check your ego, man. That is a world-class, top 5, transcendent player, and this is a bargaining chip potentially to keep him. I mean, it's like anybody that's ever had a fight with a friend or a spouse or something like that. Like, bury the hatchet, make good. It's like, come on now, realize that you have things to offer each other. Y'all want the same things, man. Carla Cat, what's up? Thank you, Cheryl. Let's see. Can we talk about LSU receivers? No. Alden Cartwright. Hey, can you say Cartwright? Cartwright. It's so sweet. You said Cartwright. Go to Mimi's. You will go to Mimi's house today. You see the puppy dogs. Drew's house. You're at Drew's house right now. Home to see mommy. Let's see, Jamie, if Henry and Hill are healthy, do you hold them out to the regional? I absolutely get them work. Knock off the rust. And plus you got to build back endurance, and I want them to see live hitting. I mean, I absolutely get them out on the mound. Even if it's an inning in relief, I want them out on the mound. Or let them start and pitch an inning and then turn it over to the bullpen. Matthew Denicola, maybe Henry coming back is the change to the staff. I would be phenomenal, but I also don't think that you miss almost a month and you come back and then you're right back into throwing 100 pitches. So, Dustin Jenkins, just saw the funniest picture of AD. Caption said, "Tell your family you're moving out, then they win the lottery." I saw that. It's a funny meme. Let him move back, prodigal son. Come on. Craig Savoy, to think the no call was on the back burner until you reminded us. Thanks, Matt. Another 3-month passivity. Pistivity? Nah. Joe and Bryant Hanno. Okay, Matt, we're going to need the priest back before the Bama game. See? I tell like that. The priest is watching right now, by the way. Pete Giardino. Excuse me. If AD stays because of Zion, every other Pelicans player should request a trade. I don't really get that, but okay. Trell Hatch, I still like the Boston Celtics package. With Tatum, if we can't keep him, I would agree. If you get Tatum and picks, I'd be on board with that. Zion, Tatum, Drew is intriguing. Dusty Revere, I overslept, but morning. Good morning, Dusty. Thanks for watching, man. And Bubba, does Reed stay at first and Hughes at third with a few more hits last night? I kind of like the look. Look, Paul notoriously rides the hot hand, so I mean. You? Is the letter U? Bom, 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 bum, bump, bump, bump. This letter's U. Albertsons. Josh Long. I'm not Catholic, but that's my new favorite priest. Amen. He's. We talked about it. I think Father Alelo is going to be back on the show today. And you know what? It wasn't just me telling him he screwed up the prayer. When we started the next hour, Paul and Musso, like we all unanimously agreed that he screwed up the prayer. So we got to bring back that audio. I think we got to maybe like have sort of a confession today on the show. So got some stuff. Troy Hebert, could Henry start on Sunday for a couple innings? Well, remember they played Thursday, Friday, Saturday this week. Woo! But son, I would rather Henry start on Thursday if he's available for a couple of innings, whole staff it, and then keep Walker and Marceau on their regular rest. That's what I would prefer they do. Okay. Where am I going? Stephen Miller didn't miss anything from last night. Neil Ripley, D.H. Reed when Beloso is healthy for first base. Sure. As far as Hughes at third, I think Maneri's Coach Fast. I think Maneri's going to have his best defensive lineup in. If Hughes continues swinging a hot bat, he'll keep him in. Remains to be seen if Hughes can keep this up. I mean, Terrio and I talked about it yesterday on the live podcast. It's not knock the kid. I mean, he hit 300 in the Wooden Bat League over the summer, but he's not hit in 2 years in college. So a 2-game sample isn't going to convince me that he can. So it'd be interesting, but it is another right-handed bat in the lineup if that's what you're looking for. The Stephen A. Let's see. Brandon DeVille. Paul said he's switching rotation. What change do you think he's making? If it's not Henry coming back, and I don't know if it is, I said a bit ago that my guess is, and it's just a guess, is that with Hess in the bullpen now and Fontenot, my guess is that's Peterson. He'd go Peterson and then whole staff behind him. Peterson for as long as he can go, then whole staff. I mean, who else is a viable starting option? And I don't think Peterson is, by the way. They've tried that with him, and it's not worked. I don't like that move, but if Paul's switching it up, I think that's what he's going to do. Jason Bourgeois, Michael Costello. He dropped 100 points after his first 100 at-bats. Let's see. All right. Stephen A. Meltdown was awesome. I bet it was. Okay, we're done. All right, Drew, let's say bye to Dad's show. We're going to get dressed, and then we're going to go to Abilities.
Bye.
Bye. Shout out to Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. They are awesome people. Appreciate them for sponsoring Morning Scone. Please like their page. And if you need an orthopedist for any of those subspecialties, please go see our friends at Brock. Drew singing Hello, Brock. Hey. Okay. Hey. Hey. Say, bye, Dad Show.
Bye, Dad Show.
Can you blow him a kiss? Mm-hmm. All right. We'll see you later. See you tomorrow. Have a good day.
Have a good day.
Have a good day. All right. See y'all later. Bye.